Welcome to the I Ching Cafe and to our very first monthly overview for 2023, January 2023. Welcome to the new year. If you have not yet had the opportunity to do so, make a note to go and check out our special episode looking at 2022 to 2023 and what we should pay attention to in our new year with lots of changing lines and lots of energy and lots of things happening. I've created a roadmap for you of thinking about the year in 6 steps of 2 months each and a strategy of how to work with each time period. So do enjoy that and go and check it out. Right, last month we had a Hexagram 45, amassing, gathering, harvesting. Okay, and that obviously, speaks to us well when we think about this festive season that's just finished. Okay, December was all about gathering together and bringing things together and reaching out and building connections and leads and kind of culminating the harvest, as well as Hexagram 17, following, is really tuning into what is calling to you, what is really deep within you, the thing that's calling you forward, and following the process in trust, step by step. Okay, take one step, do the next thing. Take another step, do the next thing. Don't try and overthink the process. So for you, what was that all about? Okay, so let us look at January. All right. Our first hexagram, and you are going to have a little chuckle when I tell you what the first hexagram is. It's Hexagram 33, Retreat. Okay, because you remember from the last weekly we did in 2023 where we had Hexagram 3, difficulty at the beginning or sprouting. I said to you, I'm sure you were looking for retreat, Hexagram 33, where we could just give ourselves permission to lay like broccoli and do nothing and just withdraw from the world and the craziness. And we got this hexagram of things sprouting and things emerging and having to put energy into all these things that require our foundation, our attention. And here we have January's first half certainly is a big focus on Hexagram 33, Retreat. Okay, maybe the joke's on me. So we are encouraged as we start off the year that the first few weeks of the year, because there's only one changing line, so we'll talk about that in a moment, but we can break the first month of the year, okay, we can break it up into 2 halves. There's a very strong energy asking us that for the first 2 weeks, 14th, 15th of January, just to try and find a way of really focusing on the inner self and withdrawing. Hexagram 33 Retreat can be told in a battle scene story of you out on the battlefield and you're facing an enemy that's too strong for you. Okay, you just can't win this one, right? The way you win the war, okay, is to concede the battle and to flee, take your troops out, okay, get out of the situation, reflect, restore your supplies, rethink your strategy now that you understand the enemy, okay, and then get ready for the next battle. I like to avoid those kind of hardcore war themes, considering the war that is raging on our planet at this time, the many wars, and so it's a relevant theme, okay? It helps us to understand in very concrete terms this understanding of retreat. But if we take that into our personal lives, we take that into our business lives, what does retreat mean? It can literally mean strategic retreat. If you are in a business and you're thinking about, your year ahead and you haven't done the work with your team of taking some time out, okay, and rethinking your plan and just reflecting on what it is that you're wanting to achieve for the year, maybe these first 2 weeks where things might be naturally quieter for you is to do that work, okay? So it can be literally a strategic retreat. Withdrawing from the hubbub of the everyday life and just giving yourself a bit of time to make sure we are all on the same page, that we've got the right plan. Personally, this can be about rest. Okay. Maybe, we all got to the new year and we stumbled over the finish line or the start line of the next cycle and we're like, oh my goodness, I've only just got here. What do I do with this now? How do I deal with this now? Take time out. So maybe lots of us are actually taking time out in the first 2 weeks of the year, not traditionally in the last 2 weeks. Okay, maybe that applies for you as well. Whatever it's meaning for you, tap into what retreat, withdrawal, reflection, renewal means for you. Do you need to rest? Do you need to rethink? Do you need to slow down a little bit to pay attention to the things you hadn't seen because we were all running for the finish line and getting ready for the start line? Okay, so that's a key theme for us to work with in January. We have one changing line in the 4th position. Okay, And in this position, the first 3 lines are quite tricky in Hexagram 33 retreat. They're kind of like we're trying to retreat and we're struggling to retreat. And, there's always complexities. And then, look, we get past the midline, okay? Past the kind of chasm, as I call it, between the bottom trigram and the top trigram. We're here in position 4. And this line says, happiness through cheerful retreating, okay? So this isn't the idea that retreat comes with rejection of others and all kinds of negativity and difficulties that it might have elsewhere. This is cheerful retreat, okay? It's a retreat that says goodness can return because we are retreating, okay? So this is a healthy, positive self-care changing line. It says it's good, okay? Goodness can return. What we have to pay attention to with this changing line is caring for the things that are precious to us, okay? Giving energy to things that are meaningful to us, is leaning into that goodness and care, and the retreat brings the happiness with that goodness, okay? It's a lovely thing if we cheerfully retire, okay? All right, which might be retiring from a situation, a relationship, a friendship group, or literally taking a holiday. With this changing line, also what can emerge is kind of the objection of the inferior people who are wanting other things from you. So just be aware as we work through, particularly the first 2 weeks up to the 15th, okay, when this line matures, what's happening around you with people who are now bleating about your statement of thanks, not now, or no, not for me, or maybe later, or my team is away on a retreat, I'll get back to you when we are back. That kind of energy, just don't give it energy. Just focus on what you care about. Okay. And then our second hexagram for this month, okay, our flow of change that we pay attention to in parallel is hexagram 53, development. Now, those of you who have watched the annual overview will know that this hexagram pops up. So here it is again, is a key focus in our January, particularly strong in the second half of the year, once we finished our retreat, is to make good progress towards what's meaningful and the project that we are culminating and we are working towards. Okay, so a lovely energy of getting things done, not in a total wild panic, okay, but consistently working at it and building and developing something that's important to us, a meaningful purpose that we are working towards, a project, maybe the finishing of a project, working towards it. And with that theme of finishing, I also touch into that with our overview for 2023. So as we work with January, there is very definitely these kind of 2 phases, split round about mid-month, around about the 14th, 15th, 16th of December. First half is we need to finish our retiring and our rejuvenation exercise, our retreat. And then we need to develop and work towards the thing that we are picking up in the new year and working towards. The things that require our persistent, consistent effort will be things that come to our attention. But first, we need to make sure that we are in the right space. Put the oxygen mask on first before you help others, okay? That's the first part of the month. And then the second part is get going, all right? Do the work to make gradual progress. Okay, so that's our month. Sounds very good to me. I'm going to try my best to do some retiring, some reflecting, some setting of goals and rethinking about what's important, what must take place this year, what is a nice to have, where's my heart wanting to go in the year ahead. All right, thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe if this was valuable to you, and of course, see you on the socials, and see you imminently on our first weekly overview for 2023.